Hi everyone, it's me Stephanie. Thanks for coming by. This is a video response for Virginia's challenge, 12 things that you don't know about me. It's going on until September 8th. So if you guys want to participate too, you have a little bit of time to get your video in. I will leave the link down below so that you can check it out. Also, if you don't know Virginia, check out her channel. She's a very sweet lady and she makes very beautiful shabby chic projects. So yeah, go check it out. This challenge had to be, 12 things that are non-crafty that people don't know about you, and it also had to be a face-to-face, so I thought that was nice. I don't normally talk a lot about things that are not about the project in my videos, and you always see my hands, so it was nice to also see the other ladies that I watch all the time too, and to see their faces. So anyhow, 12 things that you don't know about me. Okay, one thing is that I have 2 zodiac signs. My birthday is the 23rd of September, which is also the first day of fall. So I was born on the cusp of the Virgo and Libra signs. So sometimes I'm a Virgo and sometimes I'm a Libra. It just depends on where I look. But actually, I guess I'm kind of both. I have characteristics of both signs. So that's one thing. Another thing is that I've been married for 17 years to my husband. We have 3 kids. They are 10, 8, and 7. We were married for a long time before we actually had kids. We thought we were going to be one of those couples that just were never going to be blessed with them, and we were just going to be, I don't know, do whatever we wanted to do. But then all of a sudden, as soon as we had come to grips with that, bam, God was like, nope, you guys are going to be parents. Then we had them, like one right after the other. Kids are like, there's 3 of them, and they're all 3, well, between the 3 of them, they're 3 years apart. So, yep, they're pretty fun. It's crazy. My husband and I got married young. I was 18 and he was 21. Yeah, and we got married in the courthouse. We were broke. We didn't have any money. And when we were like, we can get married or we can wait till later and have a big wedding. So we're just like, we wanted to get married now. And it's actually funny because when we were at the courthouse, when you're getting married at that age, there's normally a reason besides love, So, I don't know how many people asked me, when are you expecting? Like, it wasn't that I looked pregnant. It was just that they assumed because we were so young that we had to have a baby on the way. And we're like, no, we're too young. We're just getting married. And then even after that, when people found out that we were married and they found out how long, their very next question was, oh, how many kids do you have? And we're like, no, we don't have any. So everybody was really, really happy when we finally did have kids. Okay, another thing is that I love to sing and I love to read. When I was younger, I was in school and stuff, I was always in chorus and I did all the musicals. I sang in church and stuff like that. So I wanted to be a Broadway singer when I wanted to grow up. So yep, and I love to read. I've always been an avid reader ever since I was little. One of my daughters loves to read too, which I'm so happy about. She's always reading, and yeah, and I'll read anything. I love fiction, nonfiction, political stuff, religious stuff. Just like to, just educate myself on a lot of stuff, and I also like to lose myself in storyland sometimes. So, yeah, reading is fun for me. I don't like to watch TV. That's another thing. The rest of my family does, and it drives me crazy a lot of the times. And just sometimes I have to tell them, no TV, and we just listen to music, all day long. But other than that, if I do watch TV, it's mainly like the news or like if there's, some big televised event going on. Like I like to watch sports like football and basketball, but other than that, I just would rather, listen to music or read, craft. We do like to watch Netflix a lot. That is one of my guilty pleasures. I do love to Netflix and chill, so yeah. Other than that, though, like on the regular, I'm not one who watches a lot of TV. Another thing is that I played the piano for about 8 years. That stereotype about how every Asian plays an instrument? That was definitely true of my family and all the Asians that I knew. We did. I don't know what it was, if it's just like a Filipino thing or whatever, but yeah, it was actually my 7th birthday present, which I didn't ask for. My parents were like, hey, you're getting piano lessons for your birthday. And I'm like, okay. But it was actually something that I enjoyed, and I was pretty all right at. And I wish that I had continued on. I stopped when I was in high school because, like, I played sports and I wanted to hang out with all my friends, and I don't know, I was like, I don't have time for piano and to practice and to do all these recitals. But it was something that I really do wish that I had kept up, because now I just would, there's times when I find myself wishing that I could be sitting at a piano playing it, and just tapping out a tune or something. But yeah, my mom still has my piano, and she says one day, my house isn't big enough to hold it, but she's like, one day it's yours whenever you want it. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I played piano for a long time. Another thing is I can't swim. Oh, I'm terrible at swimming, and I will not put myself in a situation where I can drown. Like I can go to the pool and maybe jump off the diving board, but I am like immediately swimming to the side of the pool. I can doggy paddle, and if I have to go underwater and swim, I can do that for probably as long as I can hold my breath. But I can't open my eyes, because even if I do, I have glasses and I can't see without them, so it's just a big blurry underwater mess under there. So I try to keep my head above water a lot of the times. My kids, they can swim like fishes. And my husband, he was on the swim team when he was younger. So everybody in my family can swim pretty much except for me. My kids taught themselves how to swim. My husband, he showed them like the basics, and how to breathe underwater and stuff like that. But once he showed them that, they just took off, and that makes me happy that they can do something that I can't do, because swimming, especially, because you never know like when that would be something that could save your life. If you're ever like on a cruise or something, you fall overboard. Anyhow, yeah, I don't like to swim. I like to tan, and I'll go in the pool when I'm hot, but that's about it. Another thing, I always wanted curly hair. Always, always, always. When I was younger, I have this straight hair. When I was younger, I would beg my mom, can I get a perm, please, please, please? And her hair was frizzy. It still kind of is. She actually gets that Brazilian treatment to straighten it, because she hates it frizzy, but she loves it straight. And she's like, you have straight, beautiful hair. No, you can't get a perm. So I would try and curl my hair with a curling iron, and it would just come out terrible. I didn't know how to style my hair, and I never bothered to like learn how to curl hair and make it look nice. So every time I did it, it came out like this big froey mess, and yeah, so that just never worked out. And by the time I was old enough to pay for it, I just didn't want to. I was just like, I don't know. But I adore people with curly hair. I think it's the most beautiful hair. One of my daughters has wavy curly hair, and it's so beautiful. I love her hair. She gets that from my husband's side, not me. Another thing is I didn't start cooking until I was pregnant with my first child. My husband is a chef, so before we had kids, either he would cook for us or we would eat out. The extent of my cooking was scrambled eggs, which the way that I made them back then till now, it was terrible. And I can make ramen noodles and grilled cheese. That was it. And so when I became pregnant, my husband's a chef, and he's like, our kids are not going to be eating boxed mac and cheese while I'm gone. He's like, you have to be responsible, because he works at night, in restaurants, and he's like, you have to be responsible for their nutrition. He's like, and they're not going to be eating all this box crap all the time. So he's like, you have to learn how to cook. And it was funny, because by that time we had already been married about six or so years. And just from watching him all the time cooking, I actually picked up a lot of stuff. Like how it would go is he would cook and I would clean, but I would hang out in the kitchen with him and we would talk and stuff like that. And so when I actually had to cook for myself, he's like, who taught you how to do that? And I was like, I don't know, I guess you did. I said, just from watching you all these years. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. So now I can cook, but I don't like to do it. I would much rather that he cook. His food is, oh my gosh, it's delicious. It's more than delicious. It's extraordinary. But Other, my food is just okay. And people say it's good, but to me, I'm just like, yeah, it's not fun for me. I don't like to cook. I would rather not. I would rather eat out, but unfortunately we can't. So, yeah, I don't like to cook. So yeah, I guess I was about 25 when I first learned how to cook. Yeah. So, okay. Another thing, I am notoriously late. Always late to everything. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of a big procrastinator too, and I don't know if that goes hand in hand, but I am late for everything. My mom is late for everything, and I'm pretty sure I get that from her, but it's also like a Filipino female thing, not necessarily a cultural thing, but I do know a lot of Filipino women and a lot of, their family members and husbands that complain about them being late, so I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. But yeah, my friends actually tell me if I have to meet them someplace or be someplace, they tell me to be there 30 minutes, that it starts 30 minutes earlier than when everybody else is getting there, so that I'm on time. Yeah, I didn't find that out until recently, but I was like, what? So I would always show up like around the starting time, like not too late, when they did that. So that was funny that they figured that out. Another thing is I have tattoos. I have about 6 of them. Yep. I have half sleeve here. This is like everybody's birth flowers in my family on my arm. And then here I have my scissors, my crafty scissors and stuff there. So I have another some on my hips, my back. Everything that I have, though, I can cover up because I don't know. I like them. I don't have too many other places that I would put them on my body. Yeah, so I only have like a few more that I'm going to get, and then that's it. I'm done with that. My husband was the one who actually got me my first one when I was 18. So, yep, I have some tattoos. And also, I live in the desert, Southern California, close to Palm Springs. It's super hot here, and then it's super nice, and then it goes back to super hot again, and then super nice. We only have about 2 seasons here in the desert, and that's it. Yeah, I've lived here probably about 8 or 9 years. Before that, we lived on the East Coast, close to Washington, D.C., and so it was a big change, but I love it here. I love the weather. I love the people here. I love the area. Yeah, I love California. The first summer that we lived here, I remember I just had 2 of the kids. They were babies, and I was actually pregnant with the 3rd. I remember I went outside I got the car started and got the air on, and got the kids in the car, and I got in the car, buckled up, and I looked at myself in the mirror because I was like, oh God, I'm so hot, I'm sweaty. All my makeup had sweated off. I was like, what? It looked like I had none. I was like, oh my gosh. So, and then it took me a couple summers to get used to it, but now I can survive in like 120-degree weather and be all right. My kids, they think that it's fine. When it gets like 80s, we're like, whoo, it's cold. It's actually a little chilly, so yeah, it's kind of weird at first. I mean, considering I came from the East Coast with the 4 seasons, and I've been through ice storms, hurricanes, muggy humidity, and so I love it here for the dry heat. So yeah, so that's where we live. And okay, the last thing that I have is I've met one celebrity in my life, and that is Suzanne Summers. She was in Palm Desert doing helping her daughter promote her new clothing line, and so it was like a meet and greet with Suzanne Summers. And I remember I just read one of her books, and I was like, oh, I'd really love to meet her. And I remember I had all the kids, they were babies. My oldest was probably 4 or 5. 4, because she wasn't even in school yet, and so it was like 4, 2, and 1. I had a stroller, and it was a small store, and we were waiting in line, and when we got close to the door, the security guy was like, I'm sorry, you can't take your stroller in there. And I'm like, oh God, it's the only thing keeping this kid strapped in. Like, I have these 2 kids, and like, and I don't want to embarrass myself in front of her, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I understand. So thankfully, they were all angels. Like, they behaved, they were good. And I mean, if you know, for like a 1, 2, and 4-year-old, like, we stood in line for, I'd say, about 30 to 45 minutes, and I was just amazed. And even when we got up to her and she saw the kids, she's like, oh, she's like, I didn't even realize that there were kids here. Wow, they're really good. And I was like, oh, whew, thank you. So that's my celebrity story. She was very nice. She signed my book and everything, and I chatted with her for a minute or two, and then we left. So yep, so those are my 12 things that you didn't know about me. I hope you enjoyed my video, and take care, everybody. Bye.